Hello everyone, this is Justus1900 coming to you from Full Bladder Recording. That's my home recording studio. I've done videos before of my studio, but I've changed a couple things and upgraded a couple things since my last video. So I thought I would just walk you through my studio again. This is the main layout of my room. It actually sits in the living room of my house. Didn't want to have a couple chairs and a love seat or something in here, so I turned the whole living room into my home recording studio. Going down to the main part of my studio, you can see I've got my monitors. Those are Yamaha active monitors. I've got two Sony reference monitors that are powered by my Hafler DH200 power amp sitting over in the corner. I'll show you that in a minute. Then I've got two computer speakers just so I can see how things sound on a small computer. I've got the dual Dell 22-inch monitors. I've got my M-Audio Axiom 61. I've also got my iPad here running V-Control Pro, so I can use that as a mixer sitting in front of me when I'm mixing or tracking different things. I've got a full Dell keyboard here, and then pulling back you can see I've got my Dell computer down here. That's a Dell Precision T1500. It has an i7 chip. Since my last video, I have upgraded the RAM to 16 gigabytes of RAM. Also, since my last video, I've upgraded my interface to the M-Audio Fast Track C600. I did that so that I could run the three separate monitors all from this interface without ever having to unplug anything or move anything. I can just hit the buttons on the top and just switch between the different speakers and just use whichever monitors I want to use. Going over, you can see I've got a session up right now. I'm working on a song at this time. Going over here in my studio, I've got my platinum record. I got that platinum record when I was like really way back in the music business. That's a platinum record for Lisa Stansfield's Affection album. Then I've got my Ibanez AEF 18 over here on the wall. That's my electric acoustic guitar. Since my last video, I brought a turntable up here and put it on my bass amp. I don't really use the turntable much. I thought I would listen to records on it, maybe sample some stuff with the Alesis phono thing that I have over here on the floor. But I've come to find that whenever I play a record, it sounds terrible compared to listening digital with the Pro Tools. It's just hard to even take listening to vinyl now, so I don't really use it. But going down, I want to show you my guitars. I've got my Fender in the corner. That's my Teleacoustic in a cherry red. Then I've got my 1969 Fender Telecaster Thinline. I've had that guitar since like 1974. That's like my baby. I don't really play it much because it's so old and it's worth so much money. I just leave it sitting there. I've got my 1994 Fender Squier Series Stratocaster. That one, I've customized it. It's got BG Pups pickups in it. The guitar basically was designed to be just like the Woodstock Strat from Jimi Hendrix. Then I've got another Stratocaster Squier Series That guitar I picked up just really cheap. I wanted something that was like a Eric Clapton Blackie, so I picked that one up. Then I've got a couple of more platinum records on the wall, platinum records that I've just acquired over the years being in the music business. Coming up next, I've got my Fender Fat Strat with the humbucker and the bridge pickup. Next to that is my Fender Sunburst guitar. I picked that guitar up one year on Thanksgiving Day. Picked it up off of Craigslist. The guitar, I don't hardly ever play it because there's not a single nick, scratch, anything on it. It's just a perfect guitar. It's in perfect shape. It sounds unreal. I do use it every once in a while to record. Might even use it today because I got to cut some guitar tracks. Next to that's my 2006 Fender Upgrade Strat. That one's been tuned precisely to stay in tune when you use the tremolo bar. The way the springs are set up, the whole thing is set up for doing leads and using the tremolo bar. Over in the corner here, I've got my Fender Jazz Bass. I don't really use that much, but if you're going to have a studio, you got to have a bass. So I love having that when I want to cut some real bass tracks and not synth tracks. Going around, you can see how I've got all the guitars on the wall here. Give you a quick second to check that out. Give you a couple quick little views here. Then as you see in the middle of my floor, I've got my baby grand piano. I don't really use it that much because it's just really expensive to keep that thing in tune. To really use it for studio quality, you'd have to tune it probably every week, and that's about $75 every time you want to get it tuned. But going around, you can see I've got the whole setup here. Said it's in my living room. Got everything facing the window so I can look out, see what's going on. Luckily, this is a really safe neighborhood, so I can have it right there. Going over here, I've got my acoustic guitars. I've got a Fender 12-string guitar, Fender 6-string guitar, and then I've got my Nagoya N18 Sunburst. That guitar I basically got when I was like maybe 12, 13 years old. It's a copy of a Martin D18 guitar, but it was like my very first guitar, and I still have it. Over here I've got a couple more amps. I don't really use these amps very much because I use the amp simulators, but when I do have friends over and we want to jam, I got a couple amps we can plug in. Got my harmonicas up there. Not really sure why I have those because I don't really ever use them, but if I ever want to, I can. Panning back over, you can see I've got a Yamaha acoustic guitar on the wall here. I like using that one. It sits right there so I can just pull it down whenever I want to grab a guitar and just do a little bit of jamming. And again, there's my acoustic guitars. Just take a quick look. My amp. Going back around the room. I said I've got my turntable with my bass amp. And then that's basically my recording studio, full bladder recording. As you can see right now, I'm working on a song. I've got the song up on Pro Tools. Kind of got my chart over here. Kind of how I do my charts. So I can follow along and play each part. Then as you see here, I can go over here. I've got my U-Rock guitar, my MIDI guitar. Picked that up. Behind that I've got another amp. It's kind of a vocal bass amp that I use, especially when my friends come over and jam. I've got my on stage keyboard bench. I have that over there just in case I ever want to use my DX7. You see here I've got an original Mark I Yamaha DX7. I use it as a second controller, and I just think that everybody should have a DX7. They're so cool. They were like the innovators of synthesizers, so that's why I've got that DX7 here. Panning back over, I've got my Roland TR-626. I really never use that because I use everything in the computer. Then I've got the Yamaha TX7, which most of you know is just a DX7 in a box. I don't really use the stuff over here because I have Native Instruments FM8. So if I really want a DX sound, I use that. Down over here, I'll show you my little junk in my corner. I've got my Hafler DH200. I've got a bunch of little keyboards over here. Extra setup for a Stratocaster keyboards. A lot of plugs over here. I've got this bag here that's like full of all of my different software boxes, and I just keep that over there in case I ever need to reload anything. Go down here to the computer. I've got a case that holds a hard drive. I said my GLIMP drive, and then I've got my Dell Precision T1500 computer. In this computer, I've got my iLok for iTunes, as you can see, and I've got two 32 gigabyte thumb drives that I use for ReadyBoost. I don't know if ReadyBoost really works, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Again, and here's my main setup. As you can see, got my monitors. Monitors are on stands. They're on the Euroflex here. Got my keyboard. I'll bring you in. Take you down this. As you can see, then my speakers, monitors, Pro Tools session, and my monitors. So basically, people, that is my home recording studio, full bladder recording. Just wanted to make a new video, let people see the couple of upgrades I made, and just post a new, better video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoy. If you enjoy, subscribe. Please like the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Again, coming from Full Bladder Recording, this is Just Us 190. Thank you very much.